Alright, welcome to ABC Go Study. Just like you know that we create videos on chemistry, biology, mathematics and all other subjects, in which if you would like to get notified when we create more videos on them, you can click the red subscribe button and also click the notification bell. But basically this very video is on how I scored high in JAMB and even some tips I've gathered over years to pass any examination. Now, what is that very thing I coined over years? That very thing is just simple as 3 letters something. This is what? This TMT. And as we break things down in this very video, you'll be able to understand what T means, M means, and also the last T means, just freely and even in details. Now, talking about the first T, that's our target. Actually, when you want to succeed in an examination, I tell you, you must be intentional. Not like what I've realized in my graph on this very chart. People that only prepare for an examination a day, 2 days, or even an hour or 2 hours before that very examination. You can see the graph you can see on the screen right now. It's on mathematics. You see how it went up in a particular time. That was when the WAEC examination was scheduled for what? For last year. And I just saw the graph. It went up that very night before that very examination. The second one you can see on the screen right now is what? It's a graph of chemistry. I just saw that very chemistry. It went up during NECO. The third one now you can see on the screen right now, it's government. I'm telling you, I've forgotten that there should be a NECO government examination that particular time. But I just realized that what? My graph went up. I was like, no, something should be wrong. Just like you can see that people only prepare a night or some days before that very examination because of lack of what? Smart target, which I'll be talking about in details in seconds. But before then, I would like to explain how I actually did mine while I was in secondary school. When I was preparing for my JAMB examination, my WAEC examination. What did I do? The book you can see on the screen right now, I actually made it. I just looked for magnet, a small magnet, a metal, a piece of cloth, something like a cardboard, and a white paper, just to construct something you can see on the screen right now. And it makes sense and it looks cool. Some of the things I did then, number one, I wrote it in a way that nobody will understand it except me. The second one is that I make sure that it includes all those things I would like to get. I broke them down into details. Don't tell me you want to score 320 in JAMB. Tell me that in chemistry I want 90, in physics I want this, in biology I want this, in mathematics I want this, something like that in your 4 subjects. That's how to pass an examination. I continue with the great things I have for you guys. If you need more videos that will help you to pass JAMB this very year, tutorial videos and all others, you can click the red subscribe button below this very video and also click the notification bell so that you'll be the first person to get our videos. Now let me quickly take you through what I expect you to do this very year to set a target. Just like if you are offering mathematics, physics, chemistry and English, know that just like you can see here, T1, that is target 1. If your aim is that I think I'm somehow good in mathematics, let me write 60, physics 60, chemistry 60, and English also something like 60. If you add them together, you realize that that's 240 in total. That means your target is something like 240, right? So you know that just like what they had in 2020 in mathematics questions were 40 questions. Physics questions were 40 questions as well. Chemistry questions were 40 questions as well, while English were 60 questions, making a total of 180 questions. Now let me tell you that with this, if you actually want to score that very 60% that you've actually outlined here, that means that even while you are doing that very exam, you will prime your brain to know that out of that 60 questions out of that 40 questions that is that you have in your mathematics, you have to score 24 and above. Do you understand? You have 24 and above so that you can meet that very target in each of these subjects. If your goal is that T2, that's 70 in all those subjects, that you should know that in your mathematics you have to score more than 28 out of that very 40. If it is T3, which is 80, and the total is 320. That means that you must score in your mathematics, you must score nothing less than 32 over that 40. That means that you not miss more than 8 in those questions. And just like that, even English, if you look at English, if your goal is to pass, is to get 320 in your JAMB, that means that you must have what? You must have 48, not less than 48 out of that 60 questions. That means that what? You have just 12 to miss out of that what? Out of that 60 questions. That's how to plan it. That's how to get a target. That's what? That's what we mean by what? Getting a target. You can try this with all your subjects. Just try to understand it so that you understand how to get the best from that very examination. I think I've talked more about targets. Let's move to the second thing I talked about. TM, right? So the next one now is M, materials. What are those materials that you need to pass, especially JAMB examination? Though we have WAEC, we have NECO and all that, but these tips could also be used for them. So I would like to blend them in a way that you understand many things on those examinations. The first one is what? Syllabus. You see, I tell you, syllabus will guide you to get the very thing that you need to prepare for in that very examination. You will not be preparing for those subjects that are not actually part of the subjects they ask question on. Do you understand? So get a syllabus. I will actually make sure I make videos on syllabus. So if you would like to get those videos, those syllabus, you can tell me in the comment section. If I will be able to give you those syllabus for free before I make that very video. And if you would like to be notified when I make that very video, you can click the red subscribe button and also click the notification bell. The next one now is past question. Number one, past question is used to test yourself, to test if you are actually capable of passing that very examination. Two, it's for you to time yourself that this very time would it be enough for me if I were actually doing this very examination. Three, the past questions are actually there. So I tell you, many students have actually read all those topics that they should read in that very textbook. But the essence of past question is for you to understand that what you thought you've read that very topic. I'm telling you, go back and read it back. It is then that you understand those things that you've left behind and you thought you've read. So past questions are actually important. They will even help you to set the specific targets you should set for yourself. Textbook. You don't need to neglect textbook. This past question will help you to go back to your textbook, go back to your textbook if you're actually a serious type. Not someone that will just read past questions just for you to cram answers. No, it won't work like that. You have to read past questions so that you will get the very best. And also JAMB novel. There's what we call JAMB novel. Do you understand? So just try to follow those novels and get the best from those novels. And with time, I'll be making many videos on past questions that will help you on JAMB novels also, maybe selected questions and all that will help you in this very year. The next tip I would like to share with you is the third one. That's technique. Technique. I talked about the first one. What is the first one? Target. The second one, materials. The third one, techniques. Now, the first thing I will talk about, the first technique I would actually talk about is Pomodoro technique. You are talking about this very Pomodoro technique. Have you ever thought about that? Because you have a lot of things to do, you would end up doing nothing out of those words, nothing out of those very things. Why? Because there is actually a sense of urgency that you need to smash down. And if you want to do this, just for instance, you have 40 pages to read. You can just break those pages to 2. That means that you should be able to cover those pages within You should be able to cover those with Pomodoro. You should be able to cover those 40 pages within Within 20 hours. And how would that be done? This is just it. 25 minutes of studying 2 hours. Of studying 2 pages. 25 minutes, study 2 pages. 5 minutes, rest. 25 minutes, study another 2 pages. 5 minutes, rest. And with this, you will be able to study those 40 pages within 20 hours. And you see that you've actually gone a long way than you trying to say that I must study these 40 pages. And I tell you, you will not be able to study even that 40 pages within 10 days. What do I mean? 10 days. What I've actually just been saying is that break things down into chunks. Those things that look huge, like those huge figures, break them down into chunks and do them within 25 minutes. And the 5 minutes you have to as a break, you can just use that to rest. You can use that to drink. Maybe you can get snacks and all that. I tell you, even this very 5 minutes, after you started using it, it will look as if you're actually using maybe like 30 minutes for that very break, because it will be it's gonna be sweet. You'll be able to focus on those things you focus on, because you understand that what it's just 5 minutes, 25 minutes that you have now. Just 25 minutes that you have. You're able to focus that after the 25 minutes you have time for break. The next one is what? Time scheduling. You have to learn to schedule things if you actually want to pass that very examination. Pomodoro technique is good, but that doesn't mean that what you shouldn't schedule your time. Just like that what if you are a student right now, I expect you that what 8 to maybe like 6 you won't be at home. Even 7:30, like 6 or 7, you won't be at home. So this very time, there's no time to read. Even if you would like to study in school, the time what you would have actually allocated for those periods that was you have time or break and all that in school is that what just for you to calculate things and all that. If your school, if there's nothing like library in your school, you can just schedule those time for what, for maybe calculation and all that you can do even while people are there. Now at home, you must what schedule real time. I said what do I say? Quality time for you to practice, for you to read. I've already talked about those materials you get before. Past questions, number 1. You need to get syllabus, textbooks, and even JAMB novels. That very time must be useful for those things. You understand? So you'll be able to what? Be able to and the night will be very appropriate. So don't joke with your night. Don't sleep for 24 hours. Don't sleep for 7 hours. I know. It's up to you, but try to make sure you use your night for things that are tangible. The next thing is for you to stay intentional. I tell you, success is intentional. Don't think that you would have success by just people motivating you to read. After you've written your target and all that, if you can't work towards it, it's just a failure already. So try to understand that. And the next thing, pray. As you work, as you read, as you study, try to pray. I know success will be yours. We will also be uploading many videos that will help you during this very time that you even have the examination. JAMB tutorials and all that on various topics and subjects. So if you would like to get notified when we create those videos and you're able to watch them, you can click the red subscribe button below this very video. Also click the notification bell beside it. Don't forget, we want success for you. Please try to use all the tips you have in this very video, which is what TMT. Have a target, get those necessary materials, and use those techniques that you should use perfectly. Don't forget, the name of this very channel is what? ABC Go Study. Stay